Silicon Valley, technology, art, green, and sustainability.
Welcome to another episode of Silicon Valley, Tech, Art, Green, and Sustainability. I am so honored today to have two guests with me that are doing some really great work here in Silicon Valley. And so Jim or James Gardner, what do you prefer, Jim or James? Jim. And Julia Zurich?
Zurich. Yeah.
Zurich, okay. And you guys are doing some amazing things. I've been following you for a long time and have wanted to have you on the show for a while, so I'm really honored that you're here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
thank you for having us, Heather.
So before we get started on your company, Good Karma Bikes, I'd like to find out a little bit about you all. So let's start with you and tell us, about yourself and, what you did before you're doing now, how you got to where you are.
Well, that's a long story. It's circuitous, but I was a Silicon Valley engineer. I was in startups. While I was a student, I worked at NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. I went 0 for 4 in startups here in Silicon Valley, and I turned 40. I reassessed.
Wait, come on, you're 40 now, aren't you?
Yeah, no,
39?
I'm going in reverse. My wife's younger than me, so I stopped having birthdays until she catches up. I was reassessing my life, and I didn't care for the answer I had for myself was any world any better that I had been in it. So I was one of those kids in Orange County who took his bike apart as much as he rode it. So I went to St. James Park and I started fixing bikes for homeless clients. And it took me a couple hours to realize it wasn't about bikes. It was about self-esteem and self-esteem reparation.
So the story I read is that you took your van to homeless shelters. So it was actually St. James Park, which is pretty amazing because there's still quite a homeless community there, but it's completely spread out now. And throughout San Jose, and we were kids, always see a few homeless people in Santa Cruz, and now I haven't been to the LA jungle, but apparently there's a huge homeless encampment there with something like 5,000 people. So it's it's a really big problem now. In California, we have such a great climate that's a problem, but they like living outside. You want to bring them inside. So this is a really great service that you're doing, and tell me how you got involved and tell me what your background is.
Yeah, so
before we go there.
My background, I am a recent college graduate about a year ago. I took a year to teach English in France, and I really enjoyed helping young individuals, teaching them a language and seeing what a difference it made in their lives. And when I came back to the United States, I wasn't sure quite what I wanted to do. And somebody said, well, why not nonprofits? And I thought, it matches up exactly with who I am and my morals. And I found Good Karma Bikes, and their mission, our mission, lined up with that feeling of wanting to help people and wanting to see them succeed.
Well, and I've been to France several times. I have an aunt that's French, and I'm thinking there's no homeless people, right? Because of socialism. They take care of everybody, and I'm trying to think.
It's actually very similar to here.
It is, okay.
It's gotten a lot worse, especially in Paris where I was living, because the prices are increasing, much like here in the Bay Area, and there are a lot of refugees coming in, and there's not a lot of places for them to go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we kind of got off topic there. I'm going to pull up the first slide right now, and you could tell us about this first slide. I thought that maybe this was your employees. Tell us about this.
This is our crew. Most of those are our employees. There's some volunteers in there. We still have more employees than that. We had a bike outing where we went to In-N-Out Burger. We all rode there for a going
San Jose
away party.
In-N-Out or
San Jose In-N-Out
Okay.
by the airport from our bike shop.
We can pull that down. That's a great photo. I love that photo. That's why I put that one first. I think that's just an awesome photo, and you could feel the energy from the photo that people are really, there to help, and
Yeah.
it's a really great thing. So how long ago did you start this then?
We started in 2008. We
Okay.
incorporated in 2009.
So it's been 10 years, just about?
It'll be 9 years in November that we incorporated.
Okay. But starting in 2008 and then incorporated in 2009. Okay.
That's right. So when we incorporated, my main motivation was to be able to tax deduct the money I was putting into helping fix bikes for homeless people, and we just kept moving forward. And before you knew it, we had a van. We were truly mobile bike shop. We went to churches,
Did
synagogues,
someone donate
schools.
the van, or did you purchase it?
Yes, we had one of our founding board members gave us the money for a used Sears appliance repair van.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And until just recently, when the Sharks Foundation gave us a grant for a new van, it was in service.
That's wonderful. So you have 2 vans now.
We have
One's
one
kind
van
of broken
now.
down?
The first van went on to its great reward.
Okay. I'm going to pull up another slide here too, because I'm behind. And so is that the van there?
That's the new van. Thank you,
Okay.
Sharks Foundation.
And are you at a shelter here, or where are you?
We're with our partner, Sacred Heart Community Service on
Awesome.
1st and Alma.
Okay.
We're every Saturday, rain or shine, we do free repair, no questions asked, and we serve close to 2,000 people every year that way.
Wow. Just at on the Saturdays.
Saturdays, and we do other clinics as well.
Okay.
Sometimes at Cathedral of Faith, sometimes with housing partners, First Community Housing.
So all the events that you do to serve the homeless, about 2,000. I thought it was a little bit more than that.
So about 2,000 every year,
Okay.
and we've served our 20,000th client just
Okay.
earlier this
Right.
year.
That's amazing.
We've affected over 100,000.
But not 20,000 a year.
Not 20,000 a year.
Okay.
no.
Maybe at some point. You never, right?
Well,
That
that's
would be different regions. And
Very much in our plans to expand and replicate. Our next shop will be in fall of 2019 with Partner Charities Housing over on Tully and Center Road.
So you told us how it started, and you have a new home. Do you want to tell us about the new warehouse, or is it not that new now? Fairly new.
We'll be there 3 years in November.
Okay.
We're a nonprofit social enterprise, full service bike shop at 460 Lincoln Avenue. But this is the place where we effect a lot of our repairs for people in the community. We're very proud to say that for every bike that we sell or collect money on repairing, there are 2 free bikes in the community. We give away about 150 bikes a year, so that's about 1 every other day. So we want to expand that to be about 500, so that's more than 1 a day.
So let's pull up another slide. I think I'm behind now. This should be the warehouse slide. Yes. So there's your warehouse.
That's our new shop location at 460 Lincoln, 6,000 square feet.
And I love the pink bike in front. It's so cute. It almost looks like a children's bike, but it looks like a cruiser. And you go inside, we can pull that down. You go inside and it's almost overwhelming with there's like 2 sides to it, right? You've got
That's right.
1 or 3 sides to it. It kind of wraps around.
We have our retail operation in the front, and in the back is what we call operations, where we're doing repairs and teaching.
And let's pull up another slide now. We just talked about how many employees. How many volunteers does it take to
I'll let
run
you
this?
handle that.
And is this one of your volunteers here on screen too?
She's a volunteer, yeah. We just logged our 70,000th volunteer
We
hour.
could pull that
Yeah.
down. Wow, 70,000th volunteer
Yeah.
Hour.
in 70,000 hours.
70,000 hours.
And is that in the 9 years then, or 10, or?
It's since we incorporated 9 years. Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And how many employees again?
We have 11 right now.
11, okay. So mostly a volunteer run, because you
That's
have,
correct.
at any one time, how many people do you have working at the company?
Well, we have 11 employees right now. We have 5 full-time employees, and there's usually about 10 volunteers that complement that.
So not all 11 are on site at the same time, a few different
That's right.
shifts
We have
and-
some part-time.
And then you said you're going to be maybe expanding. Will you expand outside of the Bay Area or mostly here?
Our goal is to be a national organization
That's
in all
amazing.
50 states.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. Let's pull up that. I think there's 2 slides I had for that question too. So this here, tell us about the banner at the bottom.
So the banner at the bottom is kind of all of our recent accomplishments. So as you see, our 70,000th volunteer hour, 20,000 clients served, and that's including with our Saturday clinic. 3,000 bikes have been granted to people in need, and we've had 600 of our free repair clinics on Saturdays in front of Sacred Heart.
And is that a repair clinic on the left there?
Above the banner is actually one of our repair clinics. Jim, I'm not sure what the picture on the
May
left
just be an
is.
event.
That one was a repair clinic that we did. It was a one-off at an event.
Okay, we could pull that down, and I think let's pull another one up right away too. We should have another one with, this is at your warehouse.
Yes, this is one of our former employees, one of our first program youth who's gone on to do really great things. He's now in Reading. He's doing well with the fires, and he worked his way up to assistant manager with us.
And I think let's pull up one more. I think I'm behind the slide, so, and then this is another
program youth that we have, truing a wheel.
volunteer youth, or?
No, he was program youth. He was a W-2 employee.
Okay, let's bring that down. So do you work with local high schools then too, or?
We work with disadvantaged young people who are 18 or older, and 3 program pillars that we have are work experience, life coaching, education, remediation, and college entrance, and community service. So these numbers that we have with 100,000 bike repairs, they're supporting us with that as well.
That's amazing.
Work experience, college education, community service.
So you're working with like Work to Future and stuff?
We have had Work to Future young people, yes.
Okay. And let's pull up one more slide right now. I think this is I think on this question I was going to ask you about your sustainability and what you're doing. So this is very sustainable for helping other people.
This talks about events.
Yeah, so this is at one of our blood drives. We do a quarterly blood drive. We are having one actually, or we just had one on August 25th.
How often do you have them?
Every quarter.
Every quarter.
Yes, and so at the August 25th blood drive, we donated our 250th pint of blood.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
I don't do the blood thing very often because I used to faint. I haven't given it in a while, so maybe now that I'm a little older, it wouldn't be so bad. I have to get the juice out. And
you know, Heather, according to Stanford, 1 pint of blood can save 3 lives.
that's amazing.
So it's nearly 1,000 people that we've helped. So I like to say Good Karma Bikes is not about bikes.
And the next one's going to be?
So if you check our Facebook page or our Instagram page, we just had one, or August 25th.
Yeah. So October maybe? November, we'll check.
Hopefully the end of the year.
Yeah, if you check our Facebook or our Instagram, we will be posting that when we find out.
What other sustainability things are you doing? Obviously reusing bikes and recycling. So
We intercept bicycles from landfill. Buy or donate a bike with us and you're supporting our community programs. We're a full service bike shop, open to the public. The bicycles that we get from donation and impound are lovingly rehabilitated and sold at eBay prices.
that's amazing. Yeah, I noticed there was, come in and you'll see what's on eBay on your website.
That's right.
So that's pretty cool.
So we have other bikes on eBay. We save our Saturday clinic clients over $1 million a year in bus fare. So that too is helping the environment.
That's amazing. What other awards have you gotten? I know you've received many, right?
Very proud to say that we were the Metropolitan Transportation Association's Award for Excellence.
Oh, that's awesome. I know, it's so funny. A friend of mine, they have the Santa Clara Trash Days, and a few years ago she's like, come over, there's this great beach bike. I think you could redo it. And it's like sitting in my garage. So I'll have to give it to you guys because we've never done anything with it, right? And I think it's a great old Schwinn that someone just
That's
tossed out,
fantastic.
right? And it needs new spokes and things like that. But it's, it's sitting in the garage along with the one that my fiance didn't fix right.
Heather, we literally fix bikes out of the creek, out of the dumpster at our Saturday clinics, literally.
That's interesting. So Green Vision San Jose, they have a commuter program, and I mentioned that in the questions I sent you. And they launched it with the city of San Jose. Now they're launching out with other organizations to try to get more people to commute on their bikes. Are you working with that organization?
We're
other
in negotiations. We're talking with him about that.
Perfect. And then I know Sustainable Silicon Valley and Silicon Valley Leadership Group also has their big bike to work stuff.
Yeah, our pitch is see if you can eliminate one car trip with a bicycle trip.
Which is awesome. Especially here. I mean, the grocery store is usually not that close where you could, if you just want to go get a soda or something or whatever, that you could walk, right? You have to have a bike or some form of transportation. So, and the other part of that is, and I didn't ask this question, is help for people too, is getting them out of their car, right? So do you partner with organizations on that aspect of getting people out of their car and exercising too?
Yes, we have several partnerships. There's over 14 partnerships that we have right now.
I'm not sure what slide I'm on right now, so I'm going to pull up the next one. I think, hopefully this is 7. So, okay, what is this here?
So this photo is actually us celebrating our 20,000th client served. And it coincided with our 100,000th, what was it?
Bicycle repair.
100,000th bicycle repair, yes.
Okay, we could pull that down. So the next 2 questions I always like to ask together. What's been the biggest challenge and how did you overcome that? That sometimes helps other businesses because sometimes challenges are opportunities. And then what's been your biggest win?
The biggest challenge, I think, is to see the growth of homelessness and incarceration.
Oh.
And anyone who works in human services, nonprofits, has their heart broken and they go through kind of a dark night where they wonder, am I really doing any good? You can ask anyone. But then there's nothing else that you'd rather be doing. So that's kind of the biggest challenge that we wish we could reach more, and we're planning and strategizing to reach more.
Well, that's an amazing thing to say. I have several friends that are social workers, so it's heartbreaking to see some of the things that are going on. So the biggest win then, to flip to the other side of that.
I'd say some of my the biggest win would be going to our clinics and hearing some of the stories about how Good Karma Bikes is actually helping people. I met a woman recently at one of our clinics and found out that she was a graduate, an alumni of my same high school, Presentation High School here in San Jose, and she had struggled with addiction and homelessness, and she told me that her bike was one of her sole forms of transportation, and that without the Saturday clinic and without Good Karma Bikes, she wouldn't be able to get around and get her groceries and get to work and all of these things. So hearing that we're actually helping people really is amazing. That's a win.
I'm going to pull up another slide now too, which I'm not sure if this is so here, tell us what this is. So to me, this is a win because you're helping people again.
Yeah, we were at a nursing home and we donated a bike to them, and we were invited to their barbecue. If I could just add on to something Julia said, we've had 20,000 wins. The 20,000 clients plus that we've served. The
And that's just
3,000
in
bikes
9,
we've
10
given
years.
away. Yeah.
So what else is going to be in store? It's amazing, that you've served that many people, and that you're planning to go to other places.
That's right.
It's really good. We're going to pull up another slide now too, which I think, that's the same one. Let's flip to the next one. What can the community help you guys with?
Buy a bike, donate a bike. I'd love to meet everyone. Come visit us at 460 Lincoln Avenue, and I'll personally give you the tour of our 6,000 square foot full-service bike shop.
Yeah. We also have corporate team building events. We're interested in helping people kind of bond as teams. Recently we had a company, Exactly Corporation, come in, and
Chris Cabrera.
Yeah,
yes.
They had about a dozen people come in and help us build about 20 new bikes that we are then able to use in our shop. And so it's really nice to have people come in and work as a team and then also help us with our bike building.
Well, and so asking for the community's help too, we can't really talk about costs. They can go to your websites or find out what it takes to help rebuild or buy a bike there. But you're in charge of the annual giving. Do you want to talk about that a little?
Yeah, absolutely. So annual giving, right, it's just, it has to do with the idea of every little thing counts, right? And it doesn't have to be something just like money at one time. We are hoping that people will kind of do smaller donations every month, things like that, and giving bikes, things that we can use in the shop as well.
And what do they say? Time, talent,
And
coin?
treasure.
Treasure, yeah.
Time, talent, treasure.
Your time is valuable. So having those companies come in, like Exactly, and doing bike builds would that be something that's on your community wish list too, is having more companies come in to help do that, or at their companies?
Absolutely, yeah. And then we have other events happening where we'd love to have volunteers. We have the Sacred Heart Toy Box that happens in December. We build 600 bikes for families in need. We build and kind of help fix up 600 bikes for families in need. And we have corporations, but also other volunteers coming in. So, you know, like you said, people's time, if they can donate that as well.
Which, as we get older, we feel like there's less and less, right?
Less and less.
I think I need a mini-me. So there's another slide in that. Let's bring up one more slide in that area.
Yes,
so
hooray.
This here, tell us what this is.
Yeah, so this is a photo from our Women's Night. Women's Night happens every other Tuesday at our workshop, 460 Lincoln Avenue. It was set up about a year ago by our master mechanic, Vera. We've served over 250 women in the last year.
So I'm going to back up here.
Yeah.
So you're master mechanic Vera. So you have a woman that's a master mechanic, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, she's worked for us for about a year. She founded the women's program about a year ago as well. She has helped 250 women learn how to fix their bikes.
That's amazing.
Cycling and bike shops can be really intimidating for women.
So repairing tires, fixing their chains, like I was just saying the chain on my bike, we won't mention who made it worse.
Yeah, come on
Or
into
whatever.
Women's Night, because then you can learn how to fix it yourself if you would like. So yeah, you learn how to fix a flat tire, brake pads, brake cables, and everything like that.
Well, I tell you, I can change the oil in my car. My
Fantastic.
father taught me
And you can
to
fix a
change
bike.
the oil in my car. He passed when I was very young, but I would follow him around with the tool belt. So I still get on my roof to clean my roof. Although I sprained my knee a few years ago, so I had my cousin do it that year. But my fiance won't even get on the roof, but I will. And like I said, he's the first man I've ever dated that's more handy than me. But I don't know how to fix a bike, so that's a very great tool. Especially if you are biking, with a group of people, and maybe someone's gone forward. You want to be able to take care of that. Yeah.
And you can find our schedule either in the shop, we have flyers for it, or on Facebook, things like that. And it's really a great place to learn for adult women as well as young girls. We've had a Girl Scout troop come in and learn how to fix bikes.
That's so great.
Yeah, it's really great to teach young girls that they can fix a bike.
And it's grown so much, the women are now planning their own ride now. The
That's
last
great.
Saturday of September.
Yes, the 29th, I believe, will be the first Women's Night bike ride.
So I mentioned this earlier that my fiance and a bunch of us used to do bike partying. We haven't done it in several years. Do you guys partner with them for
We've been
doing
at
clinics?
location where it started.
Okay. I don't know if it's still as big as it used to be. And I lived in San Francisco at one point, so it's nothing like critical mass. But they're actually, I don't know what they call them, but they have people that stop at the stop signs and runners or rabbits or something. And it's it's a little bit more mellow than the San Francisco one. So that's interesting. What other type of events do you guys participate in?
Yeah, we have events coming up, actually. We have a salon or a friend raiser, right? It's a no-ask kind of wine and cheese mixer. It's our own. It's going to be at our location, 460 Lincoln Avenue. It's just a way for the community to come in and see our workshop, get a tour, hear from some of our program youth, and to kind of hear from Jim and myself as well. We have the fundraisers the blood drives that we do with Stanford Blood Center, and events with like Sacred Heart, like the toy box in December.
So I got the 3-minute warning. So there's a couple more questions left, but I think a really important one is technology, because we're here in Silicon Valley. What technology could your organization not live without?
The internet.
The internet. Okay.
Our point of sale system.
I thought
is
you were
in
going to say
the cloud.
some magic tool that you use on the bikes to,
No,
to gear
that's
them.
all
Or
still mechanics. But believe it or not, we rely heavily on the internet.
Okay.
Our bike shop is fully automated through a point of sale system, a service system, a customer database in the cloud. So that's part of what we train our program youth is cloud-based software.
Yeah, I love the saying now that your cell phone has more technology than what the astronauts went to the moon with in
For sure.
60,
Yeah.
what was it, 65, 66, first time?
69 is when
69,
I think they
okay.
landed. Yeah.
Okay, so you would know that better than me. So is there any other last thoughts you want to leave the audience with today? We got a couple minutes left, so. Or anything, last thoughts about the organization you want to leave them with?
I guess what I would have to say is that, as Jim has already said, Good Karma Bikes, we're not only about bikes, we're really about people, and helping people, helping our community, and that we do that through bikes. Bikes are our medium, but yeah.
That's awesome.
I would like to encourage anyone who has a notion to help others to do it. If we all did something to help other people, you wouldn't recognize the planet, you wouldn't recognize this world. We can all do something positive. That would be about the one thing that I would say.
Any other last nuggets about the company? Or that's amazing. I guess we should just close it on that.
Thank you. Thank you to
and
everyone who has supported us, our customers, our volunteers, our program youth.
And you have
our
an event
clients.
coming up in the fall too, you said, something else. And then there's always events for people that don't know where you're at. Is it the Artist Mercata?
We're at the Art Mercantile.
Mercantile.
Yeah.
And there's a brewery there, and there's a wood maker, and just a bunch of great stuff in there. I think they have an event space there too.
Yeah, we have Chromatic Coffee on one anchor, Hoppus Microbrewery on the other anchor.
I haven't been to the coffee. I've
Terra
tried.
Mico Reclaimed Wood Furniture, and Apis Floris there.
So it's a
and
really
Ice
fun
Cube.
place to go check out if people haven't been there. And it was
Yeah.
an old warehouse, right? That was.
That's right. It was been repurposed to serve the community, very much like our bicycles.
I'm getting the wrap up sign. So thank you so much. Everybody can check you out on Instagram and Facebook and your website, right?
Yes.
For us also, you can check us out on Twitter, SVTAGS, Instagram too, which I'm really bad at. I need to do that more. Facebook, www.svtags.org, which is a beta Google site, which will change at some point. And thank you for joining us today, and make this a great Tags Week by conserving, reusing, and rethinking the way that you choose to live here in Silicon Valley and beyond. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.